Once I saw that there was interest in making this humble flower, I turned to my husband George and I asked him whether he had any information on how many people have participated. And he did have some information, which was a list from the Armory in Concord. But very quickly we realized that there were many more, and so three other lists came to that list, and so from the total of 4 lists, a master list was created. And once that was created, we realized that there were 373 individuals that had participated. So it was very easy now for me to decide what I was going to do. I was going to have 373 poppies, and I also was going to have 3 different kinds, in the sense that I wanted to make a distinction between the 9 women that participated and the 3 chaplains that participated and the others. And so the difference was in the center, the 373, the majority has a black center, and those that represented the 9 women had a chartreuse center, and the others had a medium-sized green center. Having worked with little children, age 4 and 5, I know that some of the things can be applied to adults, and if you're trying to create a large quantities, you don't want a project that is complicated. So I had to figure out how to create this simple flower, 4-petal leaf flower, in a way where there will be no glue and very few materials. So what I did is I came up with red crepe paper, which is very important because this poppy is very red. And then color for the center, which is black, combined with green. It had to have a wire that will be safe. That meant that the wire had to be covered. And then figuring out how to mass produce this. And so I measure a 7.5 piece of crepe paper, and then I folded it. It was folded once and then twice, and once it was folded twice, then it was opened up with scissors. Once it was opened up with scissors, it was folded once again, and then it was cut around, which once I opened it, it gave me 4 lovely petals. And after I had the 4 lovely petals, then it was time to create the center, where again that measurement of 7.5 to 8 came, and so that's my stem. And then I took the black and a dark green, and I folded it, and then I Frenched it, and that will create the center of the puppy. The wire was turned into a lovely hook, and then it was inserted and then squished the center. And so let me show you how this works. Although I folded it already, so it's not going to work properly, but I will try my best. And so you squish it, you turn it, and then you start inserting the petals around. So you have 1, and then the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th, and you come up with this.
And then you repeat 372 more times.
I had one workshop with 6, and then I had 2 other workshops with 2 friends, and I had 1 individual who paid visits often and took these small pieces of crepe home, and then she will come and present her finished product. So that was the beginning. Then the story came, well, how are we going to market this so it will be safe? and we still have those names that we want to honor. So again, the idea came that each puppy, as it represents an individual, it will have the name spelled out, and it will say in honor. And that was not enough, because I thought, well, we need to package this in such a way that it will be safe to travel and safe to keep. So I thought, okay, it needs to be packaged again. And then how are people going to wear it? So I thought, if they coil the wire and they have a little red heart with a gold pin, they can pin it on. And so that works for both women and men who do not like to put the pin on. So they can just put it in their lapel. And so that is the story of how this project started, from a very simple piece of crepe paper, 7.5 inches long, to folding it many times, to cutting it, to creating a center with another color, to placing the petals around, and then after all the petals were placed around, then the remaining tail that you have, you coil this around the 4 petals so it stays in, no glue required, and the finished product is right here, a very simple red puppy.